Yeah, me too. Dice's Demon Hunter is just really good. I think on a map like Tide Hunters, that might be possible. I wouldn't be too opposed to a Warden. And we are dead wrong.
Absolutely dead wrong. Dead as doorknobs. Keeper.
Yeah, we are a professional Warcraft 3 broadcast team that covers these matches between these players pretty much every single day. And we didn't see it coming, so I would have a good guess that HawK also doesn't see it coming.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, I've casted these guys play each other like probably at least 50 times at this stage. I don't think I've ever seen Dice do this creep out with a keeper or play keeper on TM. This is something, dare I say, he has saved and prepared for this qualifier against possibly the strongest human opponent that he's going to have to play in this qualifier.
Yeah, exactly. Leon is absent because he's on a festival next weekend and can't play. Side is, of course, up there as well, but might meet later. And HawK, certainly one of the region's strongest human. You're spot on. And I gotta say, I haven't seen this creep route from anyone. Instant expo.
Very efficient, that Ancient War positioning as well. Yeah, this is just working out pretty great, and it's very difficult for the human to make enough space to cancel that expansion because of just how far you have to run. If you're pressured at all by the keeper, and the keeper knows where your Archmage and your Footmen are, they can build the Tree of Life, and by the time you walk across the map to attempt to cancel it, it's just not going to happen. So this is a pretty strong map to go for this.
Of course, we gotta mention the patch that hit last week. Wisps are a little tankier. That helps the Night Elf with Lumber. Moonwells regen the Keeper better. That helps with this play. And a hidden change, Nature's Blessing, is cheaper in Lumber. So that might enable the Keeper as well.
Yeah, this is excellent play from Dice so far. Just the opener. I'm just a huge fan of the opener. He grabs the Priest as well. He also has a Wisp scouting one route of where the Archmage could run across, and then his Keeper goes to the other side. What do you know? The Keeper finds the Archmage, and now this Tree of Life should be safe as long as he keeps track of the Archmage and the Footmen. This is just an excellent opener from Dice. Happy with this.
Me too. That Shadow Priest, super helpful. HawK got the scout out, so he's not completely blind, and decides to go into one base tier 2 tech.
Yeah, and he's just going to run straight at that tree. How well has Dice prepared for this? Can he defend this tree no matter what? That's what I want to see.
Ooh, it's kind of close, actually. 1 footy entangled. Gets an archer that was hidden there. Good reveal, as of course the lab is open. And not only the lab is open, also the floodgates are open for this Watermental Footman Archmage pressure.
I'm so surprised the Priest didn't chase the Archmage and double abolish the Water Elemental. Or the Wisps weren't pulled to detonate the Archmage and the Water Elemental. He's paid no attention to this Water Elemental that could have been easily dealt with, which would have saved the tree. Now the tree's canceled.
Ooh, and that's a big slap in the face. And if you look at HawK is freaking jacked. You don't want to take any slaps from him. He reduces the number of footmen. That's going his way. But the strategy that Dice is going for is kind of ruined.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. All he needed to do, debatably, maybe I'm miscalculating, is abolish that Water Elemental. That would have given him enough time to kill that last Footman. He did kill, I think, 4 Footmen, so you can debate whether or not this was worth it. You know, 4 Footmen for the cancel. Probably still worth it for HawK, but yeah, I think he could have saved that tree.
Well, has to build it again, or is he... Oh no, he's teching instead. Okay, plan B then. Keeper can still do lots of damage, but usually only on tier 3. It is nighttime now, would be a good time to use the Moon Juice. He did to a degree. But yeah, it's all in the hands of the Keeper now.
Yeah, the Keeper is going to need quite a few more kills to get level 3 himself, but there's Water Elemental, and there's another Footman that's going to go down. HawK should be aware of that denies are pretty important at this stage, and he is. Nicely done. By the way, perfect item as well. I don't know if you did, but Robe of the Magi
for
HawK is helping him out so much here.
Ooh. Not attacking the Huntress Hall, gets a good amount of HP per second. So doesn't feel like he has the damage. Whether it goes for the Wisp, this should be rather stable now. But still a big delay and no time to creep at all. Very good counter by HawK.
Seems as though HawK, maybe this is intentional because he was building a lot of extra footmen. Forgot the blacksmith? He's only finishing it now, so there's no... Generally, you have 2 rifles by the time your tier 2 is done, then you get long rifles immediately. But maybe he wanted to build more footmen. He's certainly used a lot of footmen so far. What's the second hero going to be? It's a blood mage second. And tier 2 has been reached, but there's no real chance for HawK to pressure any longer.
Haven't seen a blood mage in a couple of days. Nice to see him back. Usually the counter to Demon Hunter, but also a very good counter to Bears. And HawK is one of the very, very few players who actually goes for the new and improved Flame Strike.
Big fan of that. Blood Mage, one of the few heroes that you don't even know which ability to choose because they're all so good. And Flame Strike now better. I guess Warren would be another one of them. But for now, HawK has to just go back home. There's an awkward stage for HawK right now where he has no Dispel, so he doesn't want to let the Rifleman leave the base. He also has no Footman, so he can't really creep. So his best play is to sit around and try to shark for damage with just the Archmage. Feels like it.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely needs some time. But what you said in the early game, like, HawK is between heaven and hell sometimes. Sometimes he looks very uninspired. His matches are like 3 minutes, whatever. Yep. Throw stuff away. This looks like HawK on point finally again.
Yeah, definitely not bad at all. Everything he's done with an intention so far. You could say he's behind because he lost a lot of footmen, but he did that with purpose. He canceled the tree. He lowered the Moonwells to prepare for a push in the future. So regardless of how this goes now, I'd say everything HawK has done has been pretty intentional and well thought out.
Going for the Siphon now. No mana on the Keeper. A Keeper with no mana is useless. And... Dise was going for the green camp. Alright. A bit confused. Runs into the creeps. Dise is shaky here.
Yeah, like, again, you know, I like Dice's opener. I think it's an excellent strat. I think he could have saved that Tree of Life and it shouldn't have been canceled. It was just... And now he's messing up a couple more things. But, okay, the Ancient War lives. So not the end of the world. And as long as the Panda can get 3 before the push comes in from HawK, Dise is in excellent position.
Well. Interesting game 1 here, neutral playground.
Yeah.
More mercenaries. Oh, Dise feels forced into an AP.
I don't think that's a bad bet. He knows HawK has pretty much one way out of this game. Either he wins with this push or he leaves the game saying GG. So the AP is not a bad call to buy a little bit of time when this push inevitably comes by HawK.
I have my second miscall this game, as HawK is not going for Flame Strike, but rather Banish. So Bears a bigger threat. Oh no. Dise was on the way to the lab creep, which has slow and disable, and HawK was going for the push. This could have been a disaster, but averted.
Ancient Ward doing a good job here, buying time. It would be a mistake for Dise to engage right now. Just let the Ancient Ward soak up the damage as much as possible. Let the AP soak up the damage as much as possible. Delay, and then fight at the last possible second with all of your wisps, everything. If you hold this, you've won the game if you're Dise. There's no need to engage early.
Okay, daytime now. Towers coming. Not even 50 foods. Oh my god, this Archmage inventory. Sobi, Flute, Claw, Rope, Heal Scroll. This is perfect.
It's outrageously good items for HawK the entire game. He's got the Heal Scroll. This is looking pretty good for HawK if he just doesn't lose units unnecessarily.
Panda level 3 makes it harder. Heal Scroll still in the inventory. We see the first influx of Banish. And constant Siphon, which I love. That AP, though, is the anchor of this entire defense. What a godly call this was. In range of the tower, helps in the defense, soaks up damage. Dise is alive in this game because of this AP.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Mana Pot gets a breath. Heal Scroll could have been used maybe earlier, but now it saves a 2 rifle and Panda out of mana yet again. Banish on the Bears. I love to see that. It's so good against Bears, especially when you get Siphon level 2. Archer's a little bit mispositioned. The AP still putting in work, but not on the right targets right now. Managed to save some units, and the Panda doesn't have a breath to secure the kill. HawK is looking pretty good, but this could crumble at any point.
Exactly. It is a tug of war. Could swing back. AP not as great against rifles as it is against everything else. Lots of units safe, but slowly but steady he's grinding them down. Keeper in trouble. Town portal home. Bears uses some region to be safe. Panda! Holy 14 HP. Last sip of moon juice, and Dise survives the daytime.
Siphon on the Panda, gets the breath off on only the heroes, but there's no breaker to steal the rejuve, so there's not an easy way to deal with it. Priest also, notably, were killed. That was a nice target decision from Dise. And the breath kills everything! And all of a sudden, you say it's going to turn around. There you go.
No way! Archmage entangled! I gotta get out! Triple water elemental. Can he get some exit kills? One bear falls rifle saved! And we are at lousy supply numbers, but high entertainment value.
Excellent game. Excellent game here. Very, very close there. I feel like he just needed to pay a little bit more attention to that AP and prioritize focusing that down. It did so much damage, and it made the fight way more awkward than it needed to be. Just the positioning of the fight for HawK. But he lives to tell the tale. He is up in supplies still, and he goes again.
Dise is checking for it. They meet in the middle. Regen could be cancelled, and it is. Breath of Fire takes the Sorg. Yeah, you mentioned the breaker. Imagine this push with just one lousy breaker to steal the reju. Would have been a double whammy. Take the healing away from your opponent. Take the healing on yourself. But no, he couldn't go for it, or didn't go for it. And now, where are we in this game? HawK has the better levels. HawK has the better supply numbers, but he's down in tech.
Yeah, a creeping game isn't the worst situation to be in with a Blood Mage second. With something like maybe a Naga second or an Alchemist second, you would be trying to end the game right now. But a map like Twisted Meadows, you can creep all day, and the Keeper's going to fall off. I dare say the Archmage and the Blood Mage are not going to fall off.
True. Big true, especially when you have the option to go into AoE damage. We know how strong Blizzard is. That Blood Mage just got here, but also that Panda might want to siphon that Panda a little more. Game's still up for grabs, but I think Dise knows... now it feels like Dise knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, this is really, really nice play with the two heroes. He's just waiting to recover. Everything's at home. He's getting more Moonwells. He's getting more mana on his bears to heal up. And he's delaying the creeping because he knows he's got the tech advantage.
Good to see that Dise is rallying his units in the main, and he's not sending him into the meat grinder here in the middle. Even though the units are hurt, that can change with his one item. And HawK is going up to 60. He is super broke though, but invests well into 2 heal scrolls.
Yeah, he needs to let those priests work for just, 20 seconds. Okay, he's got 3 now. If he creeps one more camp, weirdly enough, he'll actually recover an HP a little bit more. Here comes the Panda again, though. Well, even with the immediate dispel, the Keeper and the Panda are such a good combination at finding pickoffs like this.
Yeah, especially with Orb. It's just fantastic. Anti-magic shield as well. Went of mana stealing, kinda nice to double down on it. Siphon and went of mana stealing, even more mana. And banish for days.
Okay, is this getting a little weird for Dise? Yeah, he's gotten a kill here and there, but this doesn't make up for the experience or the resources that HawK's getting in exchange. He's just using his heroes. He has an army that could be creeping. He could be doing this with just a Keeper and creeping that Panda to close to level 5, unironically. But HawK's just getting so many camps. This is resources, this is items, this is experience, and even if he loses a Sork here and there, he's getting a lot more, possibly. Debatably.
Debatably, yeah. That's also level 5 for the Archmage. Now goes for Water Elementals. Didn't use the heal scrolls yet. The priests are doing an amazing job. But Panda also good mana value. Can you reach? Not really. Banish, weird position now. Staff though. Excellent play by Dise again. Scouting for expansions, don't find any. And is soon to reunite his army for the first time in minutes.
We might be getting that Flame Strike if that Blood Mage hits level 4. But maybe he goes Banish level 2 just to really spam it. Of course, the cost goes down. higher level you get it. And here comes HawK. Triple heal scroll and greater heal as well. But his heroes are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting, HawK.
We're gonna have Gorgonage. Rain of Fire onto the priest, so they have to move. He doubles down on the fire, and oh boy, does it burn.
Wisps are here for the detonate. Nicely done. The water elementals, though, are going to do a lot of heavy lifting. There's no dryads here. The kiting is decent. The panda out of mana, but has a mana pot, and the Rain of Fire is doing a good job as well itself. The kiting continues. There's still 2 heal scrolls. There's a lot of Night Elf here.
Yo, and HawK is cornered. No TP, no resources for it. Archmage in a bit of trouble. New Siphon on the panda. Anti-magic interrupts it. And is there mana now? Ooh, not really. Dise is losing bears very, very soon. If the focus fire is on point, and it is. Both heroes super low. We get some detonates in. Level 4 panda. Bear goes down.
Dise.
Level 4. The staff was huge. Pitlot down, though.
Level 4 now, of course, as you mentioned. Panda comes back with mana, but he's out of mana immediately again. Archmage could live with the greater heal swap. He's also back to the shop, and this just works. Keeper staffed out. There's no way to heal. Dise has lost everything.
Absolutely everything. This panda is supposed to be a carry, but he doesn't have mana. He's hoping for some crits, but HawK maneuvers the AM to the side. Oh, this is looking so
Sork.
good now. Sork says hello. Slow panda down. Archmage also. But the army, the human army, is better than your everything.
Oh, and the surround now. The banish. This Blood Mage, man. This game would not be possible without the Blood Mage. That's the only way that HawK was able to fight back, and Dise leaves the game. That was a solid game 1. Not without mistakes, but definitely very entertaining.
And we said we want upsets in this qualifier. Dise comes in as the high seed. He won most of the few recent encounters. But here is HawK on Twisted Meadows. And the foundation for this win is still the Expo cancel super early on. Dise was greedy. HawK punishes it. And then the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as entertaining as that was, that Expo cancel is absolutely unacceptable. Your entire strategy revolves around that expansion not being canceled. That's why you creep it right away. That's why you pull the priest. You're doing it on this map because it's big and it can't be canceled. That's why you have 3 wisp position there. That's why you go keeper in the first place. The whole strategy for Dise is to not get the expansion canceled, and that's exactly what happens. Completely unacceptable, just strategically. He fights back, fights very well, holds the push with that AP, just barely. But then he also just let HawK creep like 4 camps in his face. And yeah, he killed a Sork and a Rifleman, but he just lets HawK creep, get 3 heal scrolls, and fight again without taking a single camp himself. It doesn't even take his lab after he holds that push to get Panda level 4. Mistakes from Dise, but a fun game.
All right, we're moving on to map number 2. Dise facing the lower bracket. HawK is probably hyped to be one step away from yet another match versus Happy. We're going on to Shallow Grave, and as much as I rave about Twisted Meadows, I also rave about Shallow Grave, one of the most entertaining maps that we added in the past couple of years. Ready if you are, boys. And I want to see another banger. There is definitely potential for Dise to just reverse sweep now and destroy HawK if the early game is more stable. But this could also be a 2-0 in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it could easily be Dise coming back strong if he just has a good opener. Like he just extremely, don't get it wrong, he was extremely far behind from that opener. That tree got canceled at like 90%. And yeah, he killed some footmen, but HawK doesn't care about the footmen when he's going for a tier 2 timing anyway. The attack was delayed so much. So let's see if Dise can clean up the early game. Everything else looked good. His micro was solid. He held that push that was very tough to hold, but just needs a solid opening build order.
Here we go, everybody. The only player qualified for now is Fortitude. We need 5 more, and HawK is 1 series and 1 map away from that. I wouldn't mind, though, spending more time with you, Carson, and see a game 3.
Absolutely, yeah, between these two especially, it'd be great to see. And, a tavern build order. Now, typically, recently, This has meant Firelord from Dice, but just on this map, we were even talking about this earlier, definitely Beastmaster, right? We've also seen Panda first on this map. Isn't the craziest thing. We've seen a lot of Tavern heroes from Dice in general, just because I've seen him play so many weekly cups. But I think, yeah, Beastmaster would be what I would bet on if we're betting that Dice is taking this seriously, which he absolutely should be. He's down 0-1.
Outlier Dark Ranger always possible?
True. Yeah.
I would.
Dark Ranger. I never understood Dark Ranger, but it's played all the time.
Well, you kill stuff, you get skeletons, you use skeletons to kill more stuff and get more skeletons.
That's true. That's true. I just don't see. I guess because like the idea with Dark Ranger is you can creep really fast, I suppose, and people can power creep to level 3, and then you do like a little push with the skeletons, and then it doesn't really translate that well into the late game.
Yeah,
I suppose you
right.
can secure an expansion with the snowball skeletons. I mean, yeah, I would
You know
need
what?
somebody. I'd need somebody that plays it all the time to explain why they play it all the time. You know?
Maybe it's just an outdated strat.
It might be. It might be.
People played it, I don't know, 10 years ago, and it just doesn't work anymore because people got so much better. We're gonna have our answers soon, though. Chat, what hero do you predict? Firelord, Beastmaster,
Pitlord.
Pitlord would have been so swag. Beastmaster it is with the Bash Bear.
Yeah, very, very nice. Stop trick. Done with that Wisp. Wisp goes back, tries to live as long as it can, but detonates. Beastmaster is actually stealing a creep camp away. I like this. This is a valuable camp. There's a lot of good items to get from this. Illusions is good for information on a big map like Shallow Grave. He knows he wasn't going to be able to get much done. Like you could say, oh, he might be able to kill 1 or 2 peasants. Yes, but he can also creep this entire camp, which gets him way an easy camp to get the Archmage closer to level 3. I like this choice.
Alright, let's see how that scales and if HawK is still used to playing against it. Was a common pick a long time ago on Last Refuge, but fizzled out as Night Elf heroes got more and more usable, especially the Demon Hunter, of course. And now a little bit of Warden hype every now and then, Firelord hype every now and then. But HawK is not really deterred by that, I guess. Shadow Priest, as you said, more creeping. And oh, another farm though. That's the 4th. Always a nice indicator for an expo.
Yeah, I thought the same, but he actually does tech now too, and calls Militia to power creep to level 3. I was gonna say, Beastmaster was really good, I feel like, when human players were more stubborn, but human players started being better at one base and more willing to just play one base against tavern builds. And I feel like nowadays, the reaction to every tavern build is just to play one base rifle push against no matter like against a warden and against every tavern build, just play one base, and then against keeper and demon hunter, sure, expand. And I think this is exactly what HawK's going for. I think it's the right reaction.
Looking solid so far. HawK is losing the Shadow Priest here in the depth of the Night Elf base, willing to trade, wailing to slow the Beastmaster down, which is what you want. No building damage possible, solid defense. In the meantime, the bear is poking a little bit, but this is all just a warm-up.
Yeah, the final act is going to be an eventual push towards the base. In the meantime, Dice needs to try to get level 3 Beastmaster, because that's when it gets really strong. And HawK is just going to try to do little bits of damage here and there while he's preparing eventually for the push. I'm wondering what the second hero choice will be for HawK here.
I guess a Blood Mage always makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
A Mountain King is also possible. It's not that easy to pick.
Wards is really nice to pressure the archers if he wants to go into the base, but HawK he's just stealing camps away? Okay, no, I thought he was going to take the Merc camp. I was like, that'd be surprising. Just searching for wisps.
And successful with that, forces a detonate. Being a little cornered here now, though, without defend.
As long as he can at least deny the footmen, they're not the biggest of losses, but so far Dice has been pretty clean and not taking too much damage. A couple detonates, but not the end of the world. Just needs to not lose any archers. He needs those archers to not only just hold the pressure, but also to creep the Beastmaster to 3 as soon as he's given the opportunity. That footman is killed. Beastmaster very close. If he can get a water elemental, he'll have the level 2 bear.
And that's exactly what you need, because it basically can't be dispelled, as it is so thick. Blood Mage it is. Classic choice. Naga on the other side.
Yeah, can't be dispelled, but can be banished, which is maybe the idea that HawK is going for. Everything looking pretty clean for both players, to be honest. So we'll truly see which strat is better, because both players, I mean, I don't see any mistakes from either side really so far.
Chat is saying there was a deny, and chat is right. Ogre Warrior denied by the lightning shield. That's why the beastie wasn't level 3 for a long time.
Well, there's the mistake. There it was.
And none of the pro casters saw it.
I didn't even know he crept the camp.
Wow, Carson living a different timeline.
Good, definitely not paying attention to the same things. Archmage looking for level 4. Obviously, it's necessary to get Blood Mage level 2 before you push with the strat. Just to have Siphon and Banish, you need the combination. But Archmage creeps a little bit too early, gets creep jacked. And now, Dise, things looking very much up.
That's right. Naga looking fine. Doesn't matter so much to her if she's siphoned or not. No need for mass mana on her, even though it's nice to have. Double bear!
And less than double Rifleman now as one falls. These guys are taking a lot of damage, but to get 2 Rifleman kills here is game-winning. Oh my god, that's huge.
Takes away so much of the punch. HawK in trouble. I thought for a second, is he attacking his own Beastmaster with his bears? Because there was so much damage raining down on him. But that would of course never happen to our top players here in the region. Like,
okay,
how do you want to push now?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't think you do anymore. I think you go into, there's sort of a mode that you can get into with Rifle Caster. You either go for that timing very early before Master Bear training is done, or if it doesn't work out, you just power creep. Human Rifle Caster is really, really strong at creeping efficiently. They never need to spend any gold on it. They're always topped up on HP, so they don't need to worry about creep jacks. They can just go from camp to camp. That's the power of Rifle Caster against Orc as well, if the initial timing doesn't work out. So I think HawK needs to go into creeping mode, just take as many camps as he can, and then eventually break up to 60 supply and push later on.
Sounds pretty good, man. Can you imagine some people wanted to buff rifles?
I think they're in a pretty good spot. I think they're in a pretty good spot.
I think so too. I think so too. And we have a little bit of Creepcraft. Book of the Dead on HawK's side, as well as more Mana Siphon. Invo Potion on the other side, double level 3. On the other side, level 4 and 2. Both equal 6, all even.
And maybe I patented a strategy yesterday on stream. I don't know if you saw it, Neo, but I patented the Mega Break strategy, which maybe is what HawK's going to do this game. So what you do with the Mega Break is you power creep, right? And you use all your items. But items are only so good the smaller the armies are, except for auras, right? Like Claws of Attack on the Archmage is better the smaller the armies are, because the more damage there is, the less important the hero damage is. So what you do is you power creep and you use your items while you're below 50 supply. Then before you break upkeep, you sell not just some items, every single item, and break upkeep. It's called the Mega Break strategy, Neil. What do you think?
I heard about that. People reported that you went insane. But
you'll see. You'll all see.
But I think you're onto something here.
There we go. I would say this a little bit early for HawK to fight. I think he should wait a little bit. He was almost level 3 Blood Mage. He doesn't have any heal scrolls yet.
Yeah, this looks a little fragile. Not at 50. Breaks out in the Book of the Dead. Also, Blood Mage hurt now. Can he get level 3 only without Archmage? Yep. Bit too lazy.
Yeah, I do think, like, what HawK can do is bully Dise off camps and then take them himself, but he should not go for a definitive push or fight at this stage. I think he should continue creeping, in my opinion.
Well, he's certainly of a different opinion, because he's continuing to push with a 2-0 into the winner bracket quarterfinal. That would be quite something, as he got level 3 from a mega detonate or dispel from Priest that hit a lot, but bears are eating rifles alive. Banish necessary.
Priests were a little idle for a second there, but now they can help out. Ooh, a lot of Scythe and Blood Mage full mana. He needs to start banishing everything. There we go. Dude, Banish is so good on bears. And I feel as though, like, Wisp were used last game, but Dryads are not being prioritized as much as you would think against this amount of Banish.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. If you misstep once, the dwarves gun away at them, and then they die, and then they're lost.
Yeah.
And yeah, the towers again, man. And it was rough already for Dise to hold this with the Panda. It is good for him that there's a bit of moon juice left, and it's nighttime soon.
How much can these bears do? I think the Beastmaster needs to stay in the back just to get enough mana to get a summon out. Priests don't have unlimited mana despite Aura level 2. One priest goes down. The range is getting a lot of damage. The target focus is not there. Now he starts focusing on the Dryads, but that was a decent amount of DPS. But the towers are getting up. I can't believe it. He's just running at him.
Right? It's just like he's here now and he wants to stay here. HawK is about to 2-0 Dise if he doesn't find a way out. With this Beastmaster though, it's getting harder and harder to find a way out. Fork Lightning hitting. That was solid damage, but the rifles, man, they're just carries alongside the Blood Mage.
There is a health stone, so hero focus is maybe not the best option, although you may think that's a way out of this fight. There's no TP, no heal scrolls, and there's 3 priests left. That's the stain of this army right now. Can you find those caster kills, or at least force that health stone, so that then maybe hero focus is an option?
Here we go. That was a big detonate on the casters, by the way. Brilliance Aura has to do a lot of work for Lightning, but the priests heal again. And that Archmage is looking so damn strong. The 2 mages carry HawK to victory, maybe. But Dise is a fighter. Again, we missed this breaker against Reju. Needs a shop coming up now, but this Arcane Tower is a great addition.
The Naga's putting in work. Has no mana, of course, but the Orb is pretty much an ability in and of itself. That's 3 casters killed by the Naga on her own, and what about 3 or 4 bears have been saved to the back. Dise is doing a great job with what he has currently. Potion of Invulnerability just to not get burned over and over again.
Even the Herd Dryad here gets a pickup. HawK is falling apart a little bit. Dise needs to save this hero, though. Water Elemental's going to town. Archmage positioned far forward. Beastie gets the last sip of moon juice.
Oh.
Despite the TP, he was able to go for a potion, but couldn't get the lid of. And now the Naga's on her own.
Oh man, the water elementals are so big as well. There's not enough wisps in the world to detonate this. The positioning is good. We've seen Laliat hold from worse spots, but this is tough with the Blood Mage, with the sustain. The Breaker's now here as well. Uh-oh, and the altar could probably just be killed before the Beastmaster comes back as well. Shot being killed is a wise target, and HawK, somehow, some way, kind of destroys Dise.
It didn't work on Twisted, but it does on Shallow Grave. The upset of the tournament so far. HawK 2-0-2-0 throws Tetsta and Dise into the lower bracket.
Wow, yeah, and Dise, I mean, it's not as though he's playing bad strats. I think the idea with the Keeper on TM was great. I agree with Beastmaster on Shallow Grave. HawK just makes them look silly, though. He just runs at him with rifles and says, I'm just going to go Blood Mage. I'm just going to micro. I'm going to push your base, and I'm going to win. I don't care how good your strats are. I don't care how solid the ideas are. Who cares about the ideas? I'm going to make Rifleman.
That's right. And, I mean, if you look at these games, then why the heck not? It was very good. It was just very freaking good.
Definitely. And now HawK has the pleasure and privilege of playing Happy next week. But not an impossible matchup. Human versus Undead. Lots of players have been showing the way for HawK. So maybe if he brings his A game, if he practices and studies and figures out what the best are doing, maybe he can emulate it.